Hi everyone, it's Molly. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. Today you're gonna see a piece that I created a couple of months ago. I let it sit for a while. I had my show from Mardi Gras and I'll be doing a video. I think it's gonna be my next video about how that went. But I didn't know if I was gonna use it or not. I was really working on these pieces for a commission, and I guess the point of today's video is everybody messes up. Everybody has paintings that they don't like, but I would let them sit for a while and then maybe paint over them, embellish them, and sometimes they will grow on you. So that's what happened to this one. So I'll show you at the end as well, because I didn't even think I was going to keep this painting. I didn't show the wet result. I didn't do like a video of the dry result. I just let this painting sit in my house for a while. So I ended up not really filming anything else for it, but then they really grew on me and I decided to put them in the show, and 2 of them actually sold. So I will show you what I have at the end from my tent so that you can at least see how it turned out. But I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I will follow back up with you again at the end. Hi everyone, it's Molly. Woo, what a doozy today has been. I have spilled a bucket of paint on my table, a bucket of paint in my floor, then I slid through the paint on the floor, almost did a split. I just got paint on my jeans. So now these are my new painting jeans. I have also tried this painting. I was doing out different mixtures. I've probably done like 15 of these paintings, small and large, over the past week. I've been doing a bunch of different versions of this. So I'm doing a pearl cell pour. Some of the artists, I'll try to list them down below, but Melly D, Elise Fournier, Bonnie Keene, Sarah Taylor, and Dwight Pours, they all do beautiful ones, and I'm sure there's others as well. I think Pieces of Terra Artistry, but I've been doing them for a long time too. I think probably the first people that I saw were Bonnie and Elise and Melly D with the satin enamel. So they each use different mixtures, and I am using satin enamel because I had some to use up, but it only works with certain paints. So certain brands of white. So you've really got to play around with this. This is not one that you can just throw on a canvas and it works. I actually had some of the old school Artist Loft left. I had half of a bottle, so that's what I used in this. Artist Loft Flow Acrylic or white. And then I'm using Amsterdam and Creative Inspirations for my colors. But you also have to make sure that your canvas is tight, super tight. My canvas, I started on a 3-foot by 4-foot one, and the canvas was not tight. It sagged and all my cells stretched out towards the center. And the next one I used, and I was trying Amsterdam titanium white. That does not work as well to create the cells. Then I was using my Creative Inspirations, and it was just kind of running all over the place. I did add a little bit of Creative Inspirations to this just to make it up to par, but I have Floetrol, and I'll put everything in the description, Floetrol, GAC 800, and water and paint and satin enamel. In my colors, I just have Floetrol and GAC 800. So I'm going to cover the base. I'm sticking to the floor. I'm just going to cover the base with white, and then I am going to, and I'm going to paint my sides really quick too, but I'm going to cover the base in white, and then I'm going to pour them in a swirl, tilt it out, and then the pearl cells will form from the reaction of the satin enamel coming through. So again, I'll list all the artists that have done this technique to give them credit in the description as well. It is a super fun technique, but there are so many nuances to it. It is insane. So, all right, and then I've also set the canvas already on my drying table, leveled it out so that hopefully nothing will move this time around. So I've done multiple ones of this, and it's just, oh, sometimes it's a struggle. I'm stuck to the floor. All right, so let me paint my sides and I'll be right back. And the saga continues. I just went to grab my sky blue light and I am out. So I had to dig through the garbage can for the end of my, oh, there's a bug. I should just go home. Oh my goodness, I don't know if you'll ever see this video or not. I had to dig through the trash can to get out the last of it. I mixed it up for a big 4-foot by 4-foot that I'm doing. So I'm like all over the place because I'm getting ready for Mardi Gras, which is the art festival that's here in South Florida. It's February 19th and 20th. And I'm just like, you know, just going full speed ahead to try to get all of this done. Okay, so here we go. I would not be, oh! I swear to you, I was just about to say, I will not be surprised if I spill this, and I spilled it. Like some days, the painting gods, or whatever you want to call it, they're just not with you. Okay. Or they're with you, but, you know, just, it's not meant to be. So I'm gonna spread this out. This is just a cake spatula. You know, so you just have to laugh at yourself. Because every now and again, you know, it doesn't happen like this often, but every now and again, I get nights like this that are just brutal. Everything is wrong. Nothing goes right. But it's been like that for me for a week now. So hopefully the mojo comes back in full force. And stop sticking to my floor. Oh, man. Okay, and the reason that I painted my siding, especially for this, the paints are very thin. And so probably about like my blow dryer technique, maybe just a little bit thicker than that. But because they're so thin and because the satin enamel reacts, especially on the edges, it's really, really important that you get good coverage. You could always just paint the entire side like a solid color if you wanted, or you could try to touch it up, but the cells will go down the side too, so it's much harder for me. All right, so what I also like to do, because this reacts a lot, I like to scrape a little bit in the middle so that paint will actually adhere to the canvas itself and I won't get as much of a reaction in some places. So I like to do that. That is totally up to you, whatever you want to do. But the reaction itself will occur when the paint rolls over this white paint, and you'll see what I'm talking about there. So that is enough, and I have some left over because she wants 2 pieces. Let me torch this. When you torch, you are not torching for a super long time. It's really just kind of torch, pop the air bubbles, and then be done with it. All right, what I'm going to do for my cup, I'm going to layer my paints in here and see, I was talking to you the whole time. I meant to actually layer them. Maybe I'll just put my cup right here. Why not, the way that this day has been going? So I'm gonna start with my dark color in the bottom. Then I'm gonna go with my aqua green next, and I'm just gonna dirty pour them in. Let me get that out of the way. I just feel like I'm gonna knock something over. Then I'm gonna go with my bright blue. And then I'm gonna go with my sky blue light. Okay, and I have another cup here. If I need to for more color, I can do that. But I think let's see where this goes from here. This small cup, this is a 12-ounce cup, this will stretch out across most of the canvas. And she wants some white spaces as well, so. Oh, sometimes you have to laugh at yourself, you guys. Okay, kind of want to cover this space up, but leave some in the middle. Okay. All right, let's do this. Oh, wish me luck, please. Okay, now already, because I mixed the Amsterdam and Creative Inspirations, I have really cool cells that are forming, which is really awesome as well. I love those. That's very pretty. They are going to stretch out a little bit, and then the satin enamel will kind of do its job. I wonder if I should put any more paint on. I'm not super sure. This is gorgeous. Gorgeous. I feel like I just want to leave it like this, but. Creating some extra lines before I, okay. And I feel like maybe I want a little bit more, I'm just gonna use the same cup. I kind of want a little bit more of my lighter color there, because I've got a lot of the regular blue, but she wants some turquoise. So I might just put, I don't know. That will come off, but I like that river of turquoise through there as well. Ugh. That's okay. All right, let's go ahead and tilt this out. Get these as far away from me as possible. All right, let's go. Over to this side. You also want to make sure that all your paints, see, I wish I'd had more white on that side. Okay, let me stop that right there. I'm going to put a little bit more white up in this corner because I don't want to have to stretch the color out so much that it loses its shape. There was enough down there. Okay. So I think I'm going to come back over this way a little bit. I don't know where my paint stands are. This is like this rogue part right here. How did that not get covered? I don't know. Or like attached to the other parts. I wonder if I can do it now. And then as I stretch, that'll probably come off of that side. All right. I am not going to flip this like a pizza right now. I normally would over my head, but I would probably break my back or something tonight. So now I'm going to stretch all the way over here. Okay. I told you today, what's going on today? little bit more paint on. But this design is not going to stay this way. It's going to sell up, so I need to go ahead and get over there and lift it. These keep sliding, everything is off. When I have days like this, I just paint through it. It's, you know, it's no big deal. You just paint through it. It happens. Move this back down this way some. Stretch this corner out. The more you stretch your paints out, the more the pearl cells will start to appear. Okay. Does anybody ever have that happen to them where I swear everything went wrong that day? I still remember in my head that I slipped across the floor, that I stepped in a huge puddle of paint, I spilled a bucket of paint off my table. Like, it was an insane day for sure for painting. And of course, the painting didn't come out the way that I originally wanted. It was much lighter than I expected. It was, the paint broke a little bit in a few places, and I let it sit and I painted it again. I covered in some darker areas. I really made the aqua parts pop, and I really liked it then. So a lot of times, if you can just, if you have a space, let your painting sit for a little while and you can come back to it and you can kind of reimagine it and turn it into something that you do like. I also wanted to give a shout out in this video for all of the artists that do pearl cells. So not all of them, but at least some of them. I mentioned some of them, I think, in the video as I was kind of talking, but there are 3 artists that really kind of brought it to everyone's attention, and that was Bonnie Keene, and then Elise Fournier with house paint, and Melly D with satin enamels for the pearls. Then there was kind of the next generation of artists that was Sarah Taylor and Pieces of Terra Artistry and Dwight Poor. So that was like the next round. And I'm sure I'm missing some. Please, Michelle Galley from Grateful Creations, she's been exploring with it too. And I've been exploring with it the whole time. It's never been something that's been super predominant for me, something that I've made a ton of. But trying for these commissions this past couple of months, I have made so many, and I must say the results are breathtaking. So Pieces of Terra Artistry, she's been blowing them out with Dutch pours. Dwight, I love his for just his minimalistic look. Sarah Taylor, I love hers for just the beautiful colors that she chooses in her composition. So there's so much to do with this one and so many different ways that you can make this medium to create this effect. So this one really gave me a run for my money. I hope that you enjoyed the video. I hope that you enjoyed the little sneak peek of my art show, and I'll be showing you the rest of that in the next video. And hope everyone is staying safe out there and staying well, and just hope that everyone's mind is at ease. So thank you for watching. Happy painting. Bye.